Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lonnie Clark, Nuts for Art. And thank you for joining me. I thought I'd make another video tonight talking about this. I guess it's still my hot button, the whole thing about the nuclear omnicide and the liars. I hope that this video doesn't turn out kind of orangey because I decided to put my night screen on my laptop so that I don't get this glare in my glasses. So it works for me. I actually don't see a really bad glare in my glasses, so I can actually do the video. But I hope it doesn't look orange like I'm looking at it right now. If it is, it's going to be orange. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about this whole thing. I've been giving this a lot of thought. I guess this is just kind of a ramblings because I'm thinking about how since before I was born, like the late 40s, they've been bombing our planet. And the misinformation, the constant barrage of denial and lies and misinformation. Who was it? Nancy Faust, I think it was, that Libby Halebi interviewed. And she discovered that there were only, count them, 1, 2, 3 studies on nuclear contamination for women and girls, even though we know that women and girls are the most affected. Why is that? Because they just want to lie about everything. The question is, how do we stop it? I'm reading this book, and I don't know how many of you are actually listening to the podcast, but I'm reading this book, and it really brings home. I mean, this book was written in 2002 by Dr. Helen Caldicott, The New Nuclear Danger. And in it, she's talking about the Space Force thing. Like, basically, they're talking about the Space Force, the whole goal of the United States. This is where our trillions of dollars. You want to talk about, what is it now? We're up to $11 trillion that's missing from the budget, not millions. It started out with them telling us, oh, we can't find 11 million. Now I think it's like $1 trillion or some gigantic number that the military cannot find. So do we know where it is? Yes, we do. It's up there in space. I mean, they are planning on having complete world dominance by 2021. I mean, that's their agenda, 2020. Vision for 2020 is complete world dominance by the United States military over everything. We're living through it, folks. That's what we're living through. And you know what that means is that they're going to kill a lot of their own people. Check this out. I asked a simple question of the Googles. I'm on a screen share. Hold on. I'm going to show this with you. And I won't go on for too long, but I actually feel like I do have to. Let's see. There we go. Put my glasses on. Hold on. Boom. We'll go here. I asked this question: how many nuclear disasters have there been? We got this Wikipedia page. It says there have been 57 accidents occurred. I'm scrolling down, and look what it tells us, all the numbers. It's 33. And then down here, they say there's only been a handful of them, 11. Misinformation, intentionally or unintentionally. I found this website, though. This was pretty interesting. Nuclear accidents, the Atomic Heritage Foundation. This was written July 11th, 2017, so just last year. But the gem on this page is not this story. It's the same old blah, blah, blah. Listen, they end up with this statement at the very end. It was just, I wanted to spit nails when I read it. In determining future energy decisions and policy, it is important to carefully consider the benefits and risks of nuclear power. There is no benefit. It sucks. This is an ancient technology. This is a stupid way to create what you want. It's outrageous to destroy our water supply for that. But the gem on this page is this, you guys. Here are the stories of the Manhattan Project. So I went to this page, and I want to show you this really quick. I encourage you to do this because these things just got published last year. These interviews. This is their web. Listen to this guy. This was published April 19th, 2018. Robert Norris's interview.
Cooling pool, and then is transported to a chemical reprocessing plant where
he's actually telling the truth.
Plutonium that is bred inside the reactor in the tubes is separated from the uranium. Now, all of this is a very, very messy business here. This is
messy,
highly radioactive, highly hazardous, and human beings can't be in direct contact with this. So all of this had to be done through remote control, basically, with little carts, little trains taking the fuel from the reactor to the chemical processing plant, through the use of remote control arms, and even the use of television. This is one of the early uses of sort of industrial television.
Wow.
To separate this plutonium in these acid baths and extract the very, very tiny amounts of plutonium from the very, very large amounts of uranium fuel. So chemical reprocessing is, right from the very start, very, very messy. And of course, from that day until this one, since we continued to do this at Hanford and a couple of other places throughout the Cold War, we produced an enormous amount of radioactive high-level waste. And much of it still sits in the same tanks that were built in the Manhattan Project.
That's right.
And this legacy is still something we're grappling with, trying to figure out what to do with it.
I'd like to.
Amen to that. Grappling, trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. That is for sure. So, by the way, you guys, since I have you here, this is somebody we should all follow, Mark Brzezinski. I heard him on the Richie Allen show, and he's so right on about how to help ourselves and how to help save the life that we have. Because bottom line is, we're super screwed. So look at the voices of the Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer's interview here, you can read it. Comes down to here. It is actually, this is incredible transcripts. So I encourage everyone to come here because we actually need to educate ourselves. And it's really important. Oh dear, I guess I didn't stop sharing. There you go. Hold on, I got a cough. But I wanted to talk to everybody about that because the double talk, the gaslighting, I mean, it is continual and nonstop. Last night, I made a YouTube video and I was splitting a gut about the Santa Susana and realizing that those plumes we saw blow up was because there was sodium on the forest from long ago. And when the firefighters put water on the forest, they exploded. That's why the whole thing burnt down. They have known this was going to happen. So it's Omnicide. The war is on. This is World War III, folks. This is it. They're killing us with nuclear. I'm worried just being too critical. No, they have not done anything except lie and create Omnicide. That's what they're doing right now. And it's time for us to stop taking it and start complaining to our elected officials and start putting on pressure that says, no, we have to bring them verifiable information because a lot of them are just, I don't know, Omnicide. I guess it's greed. You want to be richer, you want to be dead. And they think that if they're rich, they won't be dead. I don't know. I'm just grasping. And as Thomas Ackerman says, nobody listens to my channel anyways. So I wonder why. Because I want people to take action. That's why. Take action. Get off the sofa, pull yourself away from the computer, and pick up your cell phone and put your congressman's number in your cell phone. Put your senator's number in your cell phone so that you can just call those rats all the fucking time. I mean, we should be calling them all the time. I have a list of congressmen and senators on my desk, and I call them all the time. Imagine if 100 million people in the United States did that. You know how much many more people they'd need in these offices. I mean, the Democrats are freaking out because their base has been energized by Donald Trump. And they're like, oh my God, we got these people electing progressives. They don't know how to handle it. Yeah, I remember when the Democratic Party used to be the Democratic Party. Now they're just a bunch of it's all just one Republican party. Rat being the operative word, right? It's Omnicide, folks. And I don't think we're going to be able to stop it. I honestly think we're way beyond that. Except we do have a chance if we could get our kids educated. We might have a chance because I believe that one of these kids have been given the gift on how to save our planet. I don't know. I'm the eternal optimist, and maybe I'm egocentric in that I think that the universe wants human beings. And so that's why we're here. I don't know why the universe wants human beings, but I don't know. I like us. I think we're pretty important. And I like our little babies. They're so cute. And I like our teenagers and our old people. I like how people are. Anyways, I'm going to end here, folks. But I really want to rabble, rouse, and encourage you to please contact your elected officials. Get the word out. We cannot just idly sit by where they continue to deny and lie. Basta. We have had enough. Enough. Enough is enough. And we really do need to start a revolution. We need a changing culture. We need to have free education, free health care. Our children need to go to school and become scientists so they can figure out how to remediate all this contamination and help the species on our planets get back to a healthier level. It doesn't have to be all over with. So I'm going to keep putting out that cry for grace and for courage, because people need courage to stand up to these people. But guess what? We have courage. You only have courage when you're being challenged. You don't need courage when things are going great. So, I mean, so what if you're scared? Who cares? That's part of courage, is to be afraid. Do something even when you're afraid, right? I mean, we don't become better people by not facing challenges. It's only when we have our challenges and things kind of fine-tune us. I mean, life on this planet is difficult as it is. Every creature on this planet struggles every single day to survive. Think of that. Every creature has to work towards survival every day, or most of their living existence, right? So life isn't easy. We don't have to whine and cry because it's not easy, because we weren't treated right, because the world hasn't been given us, we haven't been given a fair shake. Like, whatever, get over it. I mean, I'm going to get going, you guys. Put your courage feet on. Please take action, please, against these nuclear monsters, because we are really on a thin edge, and it's going to take all of us. So I guess I'm just going to start begging people to call. I mean, I know that people say it doesn't matter, but you know what? Do something. If you don't think calling works, do something. But do it nonviolently. We cannot perpetrate violence against anything. So not that. But do something. Like if you want to protest, you want to create flyers, I say call our elected officials, because they're the people with the purse strings. And that's, if we can get them to stop, the money flow, then we can control it. So, and I'm still doing this. That's my weekly thing. I go every 2 weeks the peace sign. That's my hashtag, rocking the peace sign. So you guys can follow me on Instagram, Nuts for Art, and I'm Nuts for Art 2 on Twitter, Lonnie Clark on Facebook. I think that's the only. Oh, and on Spreaker, you can go to Age of Fission radio show. And you could actually, if you go to Lonnie Clark on Spreaker, I think that's the title of my channel, Lonnie Clark. You could see the nuclear hot seat shows that I put up and the Age of Fission. And I'm hoping to squirrel in time so I can put up Dave's shows because I love Dave's podcasts. Dave Parrish from Operation Save the Earth, his Fuku Friday stuff. So soon I'm hoping to get that into my pattern of being too. So talk to you guys later. Put your courage feet on. Thanks for joining my channel, and I love you all. And I try to answer all of the comments. And please, no nasty comments. Don't call people names. Don't make mean comments because I just do not allow them to come on the channel. I have it sort of filtered to keep out ugly comments. And but not even about anybody else. Like, whatever. Like, just leave that to them. We all know that people have issues in this industry. So, I mean, I guess this little subculture of anti-nuke activism. So, or nuke truther. I call myself a nuke truther. Ciao.